She knows that it's all real. The book's a true story about changing the world with God's help. And it's awesome. It's just awesome. We can do it. You can do it. And that's my little job, to try and be an influence for good, to promote a relationship with God, and more specifically, to promote a relationship with God as God has revealed God's perfect self through His Son, Jesus Christ. Not some twisted, imaginary understanding of God, which is like, for example, ISIS, which has nothing to do with the Quran and nothing to do with God and nothing to do with the Bible. It's all as it is a desire to conquer and dominate. And there's no God in ISIS. And if you talk to any good Muslim, they'll tell you that. That's where I got it from. I didn't know that. I thought ISIS was fundamental Islam. It's not fundamental Islam. It's a total perversion of God. You don't want to get into a perversion of God, which is racist or sexist or anything like that. God loves everybody, no matter what their religion, no matter what their culture, no matter what their sexual preference, no matter what. God loves everybody and wants everybody to do their best to go to heaven. I'm trying to promote that, and I'm going to stop now. The amazing thing is that I find opposition. Not all the time, but here and there and everywhere, including opposition from so-called Christians. And it's like, well, what am I doing wrong? When people, I get haters and stuff like that. Really? I think what I'm doing is pretty simple. Have a relationship with God, be a more loving person. If you want to argue about the details, we can argue about the details, but don't call me Satan. It's like, really? What do you think? We got a couple minutes. Yeah.
So did you go back to the university and change any of those people? All your friends who were atheists?
They wouldn't talk to me. Before I had a chance to even talk to them, they turned them back. I had people that I thought were my best friends in the whole world literally walk across the street, walk across the campus to avoid me. It was pretty amazing.
You spoke out?
No, I never had a chance. The word had gotten out that I'd become a Christian. And they had to defend their stance as atheists by turning their backs on me. Yeah.
So would you say it was your near-death experience that God used to change your mindset from atheism to following Jesus?
Oh, absolutely. I know that some people think that I'm too Christian or too much of a Jesus follower. If you're in my situation, would you do anything differently than what I'm doing? If Jesus saved you from hell and then straightened out your life, would you deny him and say, well, he's just another nice guy, I'm come on. I'm completely sold out to him, yeah.
Would you say that you're in encountering Jesus, that your understanding of salvation what that he presented to you was a universal, everyone will eventually come to this knowledge and understanding, or did you come out with a very exclusive, traditionally evangelical understanding of salvation for Jesus?
I'm pretty I accept all the theories because I don't know which one is absolutely right.
So more universal.
What?
It's way more universal.
Well, I think the way to heaven may be the very narrow gate and the other is wide. I don't know. I'll tell you what I do know, rather than tell you what I don't know, is I know that I'm not God And I know it's blasphemy for me to pretend to be God. I know that. So I'm not going to do this. But if I told you that you're going to hell, I judge myself a blasphemer, which is the unpardonable sin which will put me in hell. So that's why I'm never going to say to you, but I could say to you, that behavior is unacceptable, and that's the kind of thing that gets people to hell, right? But I can't judge
Well, if
you.
you're looking at a very traditional evangelical traditional view is simply not having the salvation in Christ is your, regardless of
Okay, let me,
everything else. So I guess I'm asking.
all right, then
do you think
let me
that
tell you how
any
it
of
is.
it's all
You
gonna
know how
come
Jesus
clear?
said, I am the way, the truth, and the life?
Mhm.
No one comes to the Father except for me. That is such a clear statement of Jesus' total unity with God. And the way I understand that statement, and if you read that whole chapter, Jesus and God are one and the same. And that statement is not meant to exclude people from God. It's like if you come to God, you're coming through the way that I have been teaching and expressing to you. The way of the Christ is the way of God. The way of God is the way of Christ. And so that in my interpretation, people that follow the way of Christ are Christians, whether they've ever heard of Christ or not. And I'm told, time out, I'm told.
With that said, would you be available out front to carry on any questions and conversation?
Yeah, and I have to apologize to Mary Neal because I've stepped on your toes for 10 minutes, but
Let's thank Howard for such a time.
I've taken my candy and gone outside.
Thank you again.
Sorry.
Thank you, Howard, very much.